Hear that? That's the fucking wind. Sometimes commute commit is hard. Welcome back, Mavericks. You know, I have some favorite cycling kit. Castelli, Pearl Izumi, Garneau, Giro, and of course, Campagnolo. I mean, seriously, look at that kit. But it's also damned expensive. Eye-wateringly so. I mean, look at that. 170 euro for a long sleeve jersey? Now, I know everything is more expensive these days, from eggs to housing. But 170 euros? Really? I mean, seriously, who could afford that? Besides pros or high-end competitors. And that got me thinking. If you're not a competitive cyclist, maybe you're a commuter or someone just trying to bake your bicycle more into your day-to-day life and do errands and spend time with your kids and stuff like that. Make it more part of what you do every day. Do you really need to spend all that money just to stay warm and dry in foul weather? Well, for your benefit, I spent the last 8 weeks riding in all kinds of weather and all kinds of kit, from cycling kit to basic clothing that you might wear to work, on the job, or commuting out to get an errand done. And here's some of what I went through as a result. All right, so the weather is apparently 34, feels like 25, with 30 plus mile an hour winds. So I'm going pretty bundled, not fully bundled, but pretty darn bundled. Got the second heaviest gloves I own, not the lobster gloves. Got the balaclava, wearing the thick overshirt, got the base layer, and I'm going full-on cycling lined long bibs. So usually that'll mean I'm mostly warm, especially in the upper, and I'll wear the silver jacket over it, and we'll see how that goes. Commute commit on New Year's Eve. Rainy, 55, but we're doing it. All right, so it's 45 out. Yesterday was in the 30s. Rode in the Mountain Warehouse jacket, which continues to be amazing. Got jeans on today. Other things that continue to be amazing: the cycling underwear, the Baleaf that I talked about last summer. It's amazing stuff, whether you're in shorts or pants. Wicks away the sweat. I got a cycling base layer and top on. You know, if you don't have one, you can wear cotton. Just warn you now. Cotton's going to stick to you, stay sweaty. This stuff pulls the sweat off of you and helps at least keep you a little warmer. Not a ton, to be honest. Not as much as you would think, because the sweat still doesn't fully escape. Status report. As you can see, the tears roll down my face. It's miserable. It's just miserable. And the bike pants, well, let's just say they took me smuggling plums and made me smuggle raisins. It's that cold. And they don't block the wind at all. Not very good. The lining in the legs is okay. And my body's okay. It's a little cool, but the jacket's keeping me very warm. Still looking for the right combo. I think I would have been better in jeans, to be honest. So this ride was different and successful. I went in regular clothes with the bicycle underwear into my jeans, you see right here. And most importantly, this. This is a Merrell outer coat. It's it's super thin, super light, but amazing wind blocking. I didn't feel really cold at all, and all I have is a t-shirt and this thin pullover. In general, yeah, that was actually a good ride. And it's, as you can see by the temp here, 32 is the feels like. So, it wasn't exactly warm. It's at freezing. This thing's pretty amazing, and I'm not super sweaty, so throw the cycling underwear with the pad in it in the wash and pretty much good to go. Yeah, that's great. Now when you take your jeans off after a commuter ride like this, you can feel the inside of them, find out if they're schwitzy or not. These aren't bad, actually. They're dry on the legs, tiny bit damp at the waist. That's where the cycling underwear is the worst, because it's only got a waistband. It doesn't absorb any sweat. So that's where you're going to get the most sweat, is in the waistband of your jeans. All right, I got to be honest. That sucked. It was cold. My ass is like a block of ice. And, parts of me are warm. Not my genitalia, or my ass, or my torso. I got a little sweaty in the back, so that got cold. But in general, warm in most places. Warmish. But, yeah, some days it really sucks to ride. But, if you're going to commute, commit. Pizza delivery. What I've discovered is it comes down to a lot of this. Your riding speed, the facilities at your destination, the type of riding you're doing, like training rides versus the commuting, doing errands, spending time with the kids, etc. If you're riding to work or doing those errands or incorporating a bike more into your day-to-day life, you don't need to spend a ton of money to stay warm. And it may not benefit you if you do. The kit I ride with keeps me warm and more aerodynamic at a higher temperature. Yes. So when I'm doing 15 to 20 miles an hour on my bike consistently, that stuff is keeping me warm. It's wicking sweat away as best it can, etc. It's not foolproof by any shot, and much of it's not waterproof in wet weather. But it does tend to take care of you. When you're doing under 15 miles an hour, and this is really a sweet spot, particularly 10 or less, you're going to be cold, period, because your body's not generating enough heat to offset all the cold around you and the blowing of the wind across you while you ride. I discovered this on the Christmas lights ride. We never topped 8 or 10 miles an hour. It was a nice, slow, beautiful ride, but it was also quite cold, and I never got warm in my cycling kit. So why not wear regular clothes that are more wind blocking, keep you warmer at a lower temperature with less activity? As you saw with my jeans, and riding with coats and stuff, out non-cycling clothing. If you're not out training, if you're just doing the rides, for the other reasons we discussed, a good base layer and a good pair of cycling underwear with the pad, really underneath your regular clothes, is probably good enough in 99% of the circumstances. You really don't need to spend all that money on cycling kit. But if you're going to be doing the higher speeds, I would say, 12 to 15 miles an hour is the sweet spot. When you cross 15, you get going, you're going to sweat more. Your body's going to build up heat. So the thicker your layers from jackets and things like that, regular clothes, the more you're going to sweat. And that wicking layer may protect you, but it will also keep the sweat there, because on top of that will be likely cotton or something that will absorb the sweat and just kind of let it sit there and not push it away from your body. So you have to really, when you get above 15 miles an hour, start thinking about the cycling kit. Now, where is this different? E-bikes. You could be doing 20 miles an hour on an e-bike, but not generating the 20 miles an hour with your body because it's pedal assisted. So it's going to vary with e-bikes and commuting that way. And you'll be able to ride at a higher speed doing less physical work on an e-bike, which means that temperature slide of 12 to 15 miles an hour would probably go up before you'd really start sweating and feeling it on your e-bike, because your e-bike helps you get there. So that's it, Mavericks. You don't have to spend a ton to make sure you're adding a bike to your life more daily or commuting, etc. Again, a good base layer, good pair of cycling shorts with the pad underneath your jeans or other clothes, a nice jacket, one that's super reflective like this one I debuted a couple weeks ago from Mountain Warehouse, or if you don't have the money to spend there, something cheaper like my old ancient Patriots coat I got years and years ago that still works quite well to block the wind and keep the heat in the much colder temperatures. That's really it. You don't have to spend the funds. You do have to be careful about the extremities. If you're going to spend money on cycling kit, but you're mostly going to commute, again, good base layer, good shorts, balaclava. Keep the wind off your face and your ears and your neck. Keep you much warmer for a longer period of time. And a good pair of gloves are worth the investment. And that's really it, folks. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to get you on your bike more. And that's really all you need. If you have shower facilities at work, fantastic. Take advantage of them. If you don't, the body wipes like these I recommend. Keep your body clean after the ride. Make you not funky to your coworkers. Good deodorant, whatever, and allow you to get home and then you're good to go. Now, the other thing you can do with that, just as an added plus in a pro tip, take your time into work. You can crush it going home, because when you get home, you can shower. So if you don't have shower facilities at work, take your time getting in, do those lower speeds, and don't sweat as much more amenable to your coworkers. And then on the way home, you can crush it, sweat all you want, get off the bike, shower, feel better about yourself, and still get your workout in. But no matter what clothes you wear, come on, let's ride. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you can find out when new videos are released. They come out every Thursday. And consider becoming a Patreon to help us share bike love with others like you around the world. And don't forget to pick up your swag from this episode or any of our episodes at the Maverick Store.